Well, here we are again in Black Ops Zombies for another round of fun.
You don't sound like you're going to have fun, Donnie.
Listen, after the last match with Joe, I'm going to keep my expectations low. I don't think we're going to be doing any Easter eggs right now.
So then, why don't we warm up first? Get the old bones energized? Then we can try an Easter egg or two. What do you say?
Well, what map are we going to choose? We aren't seriously going to play Origins again, are we?
Well, we can since we're already used to it, but I think for a warm-up, we should try a different map.
But why? Whatever map we select should also be the map we plan to do the Easter egg for. Why bother warming up on something irrelevant?
I vote for Moon. Moon seems fun.
Moon? Really? Do you even know what you're doing on Moon, Joe?
Nah, I've never played it.
Are you kidding? You're suggesting a map you've never played?
I actually agree. Moon is a perfect map for a warm-up.
How do you figure?
Because it's so fucking annoying, that's why. The teleport platform is by far the dumbest piece of garbage on that map, and what better way to get into gear than deal with that shit?
Oh, I'm going to hate this. I just know it.
Does that mean you agree, Donnie?
Whatever. I'm going to be number one anyway.
Yeah, sure you are, Mr. Felon of the Year.
Not another word, Joe. Not another word.
Ha ha, you know.
I'm surprised you don't want to get into a rant about that, Donnie.
I don't care. This is game time. That's why I'm here. Speaking of which, what the hell are you doing, Joe? Get your ass in here. This is the second time you've been the last one to arrive.
Sorry, I was just getting...
Do not tell me you've been getting ice cream again.
Chill, I'm already here.
All right, get ready, you guys, and remember, this is just a warm-up.
Say, do you guys think we should attempt the Easter egg on this map anyway?
Come now, Obama. Do you want to try the Easter egg when Joe hasn't even played the map before?
No, I have played a little bit, but I just never got past this part.
You've never actually gotten to the moon? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Oh my God.
Okay, look, Joe. Kill some zombies, pay attention to the perk machine here in No Man's Land, because it rotates every time we return here, and remember to put on your suit when we get to the moon.
There's a suit. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Christ!
Don't be a loser, Donnie. If we're going to play properly, he needs to know.
As long as I'm not the one teaching him?
Well, if we're going to try, Obama, you know, we're going to need a few things.
Yes, of course. Easter eggs require preparation. We should do everything we can to obtain the necessary items before we even start the first step, and better yet, we should complete multiple steps to save time. Moon isn't that hard to do, given we can do almost every single step before we finish the first stage codenamed Slumber Party.
Oh my God, slumber party? Who's having a slumber party?
Oh my God, shut him up before he goes on about some pointless shit.
It's the name of the achievement, Joe.
Oh, I wonder why it's called that.
No one cares?
Holy shit, why are there so many zombies right at the beginning of the game?
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ, can you guys please get on the fucking teleporter?
Whoops.
I've been on it the whole time.
For fuck's sakes, this is literally why I hate Moon, because garbage like you guys always want to stock up on points in No Man's Land.
Why am I suffocating?
Dude, Joe, put on a fucking suit.
Hey, I'm literally the one who died.
Bitch, you went down. You didn't die, and that only proves my point.
In order to complete the moon Easter egg optimally, we need to gather as many points as fast as possible early on.
Yeah, I get that, but that doesn't mean you almost ruined the whole thing by tempting fate. All you morons have are pistols. Seriously.
Okay, chill, the danger is past.
All right, just give me a second while I make sure my information is in order.
Why? I thought you said this was easy.
I'm just checking.
You're straight capping.
I'm about to pop a cap in your ass, Donnie. Just shush.
Well, here's what I do know. We're going to need to turn on the power first.
Which is literally step one in every single guide. Done.
Okay, Donnie, what's your damage?
What do you mean?
You're literally trying to start fights right now? Is the verdict of that court case stressing you out or what?
I don't know, maybe a little.
Well, chill. Seriously.
After the power is turned on, I'll grab the hacker and start hacking the panels. Someone else needs to override security by playing Simon Says by the security terminals back at spawn.
Simon Says? I love Simon Says.
Yeah, you're not doing that, Joe. Ain't no way we're relying on you to memorize even a single fucking thing on that computer.
Oh my God, I'll just do that too. In the meantime, however, two of you are going to need to get the QEDs or the Gersh devices. We need to have two players with each one for a later step.
God, I fucking love the Gersh devices. I hope I get them later.
Seriously, why wasn't anyone covering me?
Sorry, Obama. Joe opened the side door, and that created more spawns for them to come from.
What do the Gersh devices do?
They spawn a literal black hole and are massively fucking overpowered.
Oh, so it's like the Apothicon Servant then?
Well, yeah, but the Apothicon Servant is easily leagues better because it's an actual weapon, but yeah, same concept.
I love how none of you noticed that I fell to my death earlier.
Oh, so that was you? I thought I was tripping when I noticed the revive symbol appear and disappear.
Wait, how on earth did you fall to your death, George?
Oh, I just ran off and jumped into the void.
Why?
Because I wanted to try doing that helmet oxygen glitch.
You're joking! How do you plan on doing the oxygen glitch when you didn't tell a single person here what you were doing?
Yeah. Well, I didn't even get the chance to, because Joe ended the round as soon as I died.
That's not true. I basically watched you die, and although I didn't say anything, you had at least 10 to 15 seconds of time to say something about it.
Not that it would matter, because I would literally need to rely on you, Joe, to not kill the zombies you were already preparing to kill.
Then you should have said something before you died. Duh!
So now that power is on, can we survive inside the base without the helmet?
Yeah, with the power turned on. Each section within the moon base has oxygen now, as long as it has no openings to the outside. So remember, the MPD room has no oxygen.
Yeah, but just be careful because certain conditions cause each section to lose that oxygen.
What conditions?
Well, the laboratories on the upper levels have glass windows that can be destroyed with grenades and other explosive weapons, which will create a vacuum.
For the love of God, do not throw grenades in the laboratories, at least until I'm done using the hacking tool on the panels in there.
Hacking tool?
Yeah, it's a special device you can pick up and use to do various things.
I love that thing so much.
Yeah, you cannot use the spacesuit and have the hacking tool at the same time. So if the laboratories become a vacuum, it'll become the biggest pain in the ass to do.
Because there wouldn't be oxygen, right?
Yes, I'll be suffocating
Dude,
while hacking
don't
the
put
panels.
your fucking
It's
helmet on.
dumb.
I literally told you this area doesn't have oxygen.
Yeah, I forgot. Law.
That's why I wanted to do the oxygen glitch.
What does the oxygen glitch do?
Prevents you from suffocating outside or in rooms without oxygen. It's an exploit.
I see. Well, that's neat. What was that just now?
What was what?
System files accessed?
Oh, that's because both me and George are doing Simon Says at Spawn currently.
Wait, I thought you had to do that after you did the panel step.
No, to gain access to the facility, you need to override the security first, which then gives you access to that area.
Okay, I get you're trying to be lore precise, George, but that's not correct.
What? But I thought that's what this was.
If this were a security override like you're suggesting it is, then why would we even need to hack the laboratories?
Not all security systems are made equal or present in the same system for that matter. There can be multiple.
Well, I doubt they would be overriding a pointless system, Donnie.
There's no indication of the former either, Obama. Plus, there is more than one security system because you need to use Richthofen to gain access to the root terminal in the spawn area.
That's because of Maxis's interference, not because of any security system.
Did you hear what I said? The only one who can access that terminal is Richthofen himself, regardless of Maxis's intervention or not. Only he can complete that step, which would mean only he can operate the terminal.
Okay, whatever. I'm not here to debate the lore-accurate description of each Easter egg step. The point is that we need to override that terminal so we can even begin hacking the lab.
I take it that's what you're doing now, right?
That's correct. You see these green LED panels?
Yeah?
These are the ones I need to hack.
I take it you have a lore reason for why that's important, eh, Obama?
Literally stop talking, Donnie.
Wow.
Well, given what I'm seeing, I can sort of see the purpose of having to hack the panels.
Do you seriously think you can come up with why they are required?
Yeah, if you stop attempting to mock me, I'll explain.
Go right ahead, bud.
It's sort of like an obstacle.
What does that mean?
It's less about being important for the Easter egg and more about being required to progress to what's actually important. Earlier, you guys overrode the terminal outside, which then activated some sort of system within the lab. You then progress to activate the lab systems, which contains its own sort of override, of which you're denied continuing forward. Several panels activate, which serve to prevent this invasion. So you are required to then hack those panels to either turn them off, reset them to default status, or simply just override them. Then I'd assume you just go back and try to activate those buttons again and you're in.
Holy shit. That might actually be the most coherent and plausible thing you've come up with.
The goal is activating those switches or buttons, but you're stopped by some sort of security and are only required to deal with them because they appeared. They don't actually have any bearing on the Easter egg aside from being a nuisance.
Yeah, wow, very impressive. I can't even say anything to that.
Well, maybe a couple of things, but it doesn't matter.
What in the hell was that?
That was our luck eating shit. I seriously hope this game isn't just a waiting game for Excavator 6 to rear its ugly head.
Is that what that was? An excavator like the huge ones you see in some places?
That's correct. That part of the Easter egg is just about one of the dumbest possible things aside from the teleportation platform and the RNG of getting those special grenades. Well, not so dumb because you can control when it appears...
This place looks so cool, holy shit.
Sort of.
Yes, but only after RNG fails and you've got 2 excavators pissing off in each section of the map.
What are you both talking about?
There are 3 excavators, each for different parts of the map. Each excavator travels to Tunnel 11, Tunnel 6, and the biodome.
What the hell are these pads?
Oh, these are jump pads, Joe.
Whoa.
Oh, come on.
What? How the hell did you die?
Because the gravity in the biodome is normal. I literally fell to my death.
Make that the second time now.
Seriously, everyone who's played this map knows that using the jump pads with normal gravity is a one-stop shop to an instant down, George.
Yeah, I know. I was just showing Joe and missed the fucking pad up top.
You mean to tell me that you don't have some sort of immunity to fall damage when you use these jump pads?
Do you really think they would be that generous, Joe? Of course, you get no immunity when you use the jump pads. You either chain jump across to each section of the biodome, or you drop to your death. Those jump pads might as well be called death pads, because they only get you killed when there's gravity.
Okay, well, I keep hearing that excavator going off. What were you guys saying about that again?
Oh, right. I was about to say that if your luck is so shit that both Tunnel 11 and Biodome come first, then you simply wait out the random-ass time it takes for the next excavator activation. Because the only one left that can be turned on is Tunnel 6. Once the excavators are active, they stay active until you turn them off again, which requires hacking the terminals at spawn with the hack tool.
One thing to remember is, you never want both Tunnel 11 and Tunnel 6 to be active at the same time, at least completely. There is a bit of time before each excavator reaches each tunnel. You want to be on the other side of that thing, and with the hack tool before it drops, or the entire section of the map is completely cut off.
At least until you teleport to the other side after coming back from No Man's Land.
Yeah, but still, it fucks with the flow and pacing of the game to be forced to go to No Man's Land to clear those areas again.
Wait, so when that thing hits, assuming you don't hack the terminal at spawn before it does, what will happen to the biodome?
The spherical dome ceiling gets smashed, it will lose oxygen, and there will be no gravity again like before.
I assume that's bad then.
Actually, out of all the areas, the biodome is far safer without gravity because it prevents unavoidable death when you fail to do anything right on those jump pads.
I see, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, once they hit their target, there's no going back.
Fuck.
Those areas remain the way they are.
Have any of you guys gotten one of the two special grenades?
What were those again?
The Gersh devices and the QEDs.
Well, I know what the Gersh device does, but what does the QEDs do?
Right. That is a bit of a complicated one, honestly.
So the QEDs are what I like to call the randomizer grenades because every time you throw them, they cycle between some random effect.
QED stands for Quantum Entanglement Device, Joe.
Dude, Obama, can you, for one fucking minute, stop falling to your death? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so essentially it's a quantum bomb. When thrown, the QED is capable of creating many different outcomes. It can either curse or bless the player with outcomes such as extra weapons, extra perks, more enemies, or a reset of points.
Wait, that thing resets our points too? I never fucking knew that.
It's pretty rare since it has so many other possibilities.
The most common I've seen are the random weapon turrets giving points, spawning more zombies as a curse, and teleporting players to random locations.
It can also revive players that are down.
Really?
Good luck ever relying on that, though.
It can also down players instantly within a certain radius, including yourself.
Wow, okay, I never want to see that thing thrown near me ever again.
There are definitely percentages because the most common effect is a
Dude,
shockwave.
Obama, I didn't just see you fall to your death
You can also
again.
get really unlucky and it just turns
I don't
into a
wanna talk about
generic
Seriously,
grenade.
Obama, you're literally banned from using the fucking jump pads. Every time you die, you lose points. You are actively harming us from completing the Easter egg.
Wow, sounds like this thing can do a bunch of shit.
Oh, also, this one I just remembered just now, but if you throw a QED at closed doors, it will automatically open them for you. And alternatively, if you throw it at an open door, then it will close it. And you're forced to either hack it again or repurchase the door again, which is pretty fucked.
One of the worst, I think, is at later rounds. This thing can get you killed easily, if not by any of the other dangerous effects, then by the one other effect. If you get the one that curses the player with more zombies, it will also upgrade the zombie's speed. If you're playing on higher rounds, say like round 30, then you can actually get super sprinters to appear on Moon, which is a fucking terrifying thing to think about.
Jesus Christ, just how many things can that grenade do?
There are so many effects the QED can do, which some people don't even know
Joe,
about.
for the love of God, can you stop killing every damn zombie?
Why? You have plenty of points.
I just need a few more. I'm trying to save up, so when we go back to No Man's Land, I can buy Jug.
I need points too, Donnie. I need Jug just as much as you do.
Just don't kill the ones in front of me, please.
Don't bother, Donnie. Jug appeared first at the beginning. That means Speed Cola is going to be there once we go back to No Man's Land.
Seriously? Then why haven't we used the teleporter already? We're wasting time doing fuck knows what.
Well, you wanted points.
Don't get smart, Joe. You're terrible at it.
Well, we're all here by the teleporter platform. We might as well just go now while there's only one zombie left.
We can't go anywhere, remember? All four of us need to be here.
Yeah, I knew that. Obama, how long are you going to be?
Obama, how and when the fuck did you get all the way over to the other side of the map? Come on!
Just give me a second. I'm doing something.
What could you possibly be doing over there? You guys already did Simon Says earlier, and I know you ain't hacking the Biodome terminal because you would be stupid to do so.
Just a second.
We're literally sitting inside a death trap. I hope we don't get overrun.
Just fall down into the MPD room, Joe. But I really hope that it doesn't have to come to that when Obama hurries the fuck up.
Is there literally no other way out of this pit other than falling down into the room below?
No, not in this stupid game. Back in Black Ops 1, you could dolphin dive at the right time and angle against the cage and cause yourself to rebound upward using the moon's gravity. But since they replaced dolphin diving with the beta slide, it's literally impossible.
All right, just relax. I've just arrived outside by the teleporter.
Donnie, why the hell did you bother to drop into the MPD room? Obama was literally almost here. You've delayed this whole endeavor because of your ridiculous impatience.
Ah, well, it might have been a little impatient of me to leave, seeing as he was running up towards the teleporter, but just in case. I'll help you to where you're meant to go, Obama.
Dude, you need to chill the hell out. We're waiting on you, so cut the attitude.
Bitch, you were the one.
Past tense, Donnie? You should have been a good boy and just fucking waited, bud.
Getting a little tense here, guys.
Yeah, chill. It all worked out, see? Here we are again at no man's land.
Wow, how amazing. It only took us 9,000 years to arrive, and for our efforts, we get speed cola. Astounding.
So, what's the purpose of coming back here? Is there something we need to do?
Not right now, but once we get the Gersh devices, we can suck up some panels that we'll need for the Easter egg later.
Oh, is that it?
No, we also came back so we can rotate Speed Cola for Jug the next time we decide to come back.
I see. So the perk machine cycles between Speed Cola and Jug.
Yes, it's not random. Previously, it was Jug, and now it's Speed Cola. When we return later, it will be Jug again.
Also, I see Pack-a-Punch was down here as well.
Dude, how did you not notice it before at the
I
start?
was busy killing a massive horde of zombies before. I didn't notice.
Okay, so what is so different now? Because you're literally doing exactly the same thing as what you just said.
You know what, Donnie? No, I'm not going to fucking answer every single time you want to call me out on something you think is stupid.
Guys, hello? I'm out of ammo. We need to get the hell out of here as soon as possible.
Yeah, luckily I got alchemical antithesis. Are you kidding me? I missed every shot that could have given me ammo. Now I'm left with nothing. And I just used the fucking gumball. Come on.
Why the hell are we even still here? The alarm sounded a minute ago. We should have already been halfway across the moon by now, doing actual shit.
Dude, Obama, get on the damn platform.
Hold on, holy shit, I need a little more. We need more points, so
Oh
we'll
my
have to
God, I
progress
don't
the
care.
rounds.
We can't earn points if we all fucking die because of your recklessness. So, for the love of God, get on the platform. Fuck!
Obama,
This is all
why
your
didn't you
fault,
get on the
Obama.
platform?
Right now, you
Fucking kidding
morons
me.
are in my
The fucking
way, holy
teleporter,
shit.
Obama?
Seriously, just chill the hell out. We
Yeah,
survived.
and I wonder why that is, Obama. It totally isn't because all of us were body blocking the zombies. So your greedy ass can survive long enough for you to pop your "you can't see me" gobble gum. Piss off.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, now we have enough points, hopefully, to get one of the special grenades.
You're incredibly confident that that little shit show of yours is going to provide any sort of benefit. The QEDs and the Gersh devices are an RNG roll on the box. You would have an easier time getting the wave gun than getting either of those two grenades, especially with only 7,000
You
points.
don't know until you try, Donnie. Because the only use points has for us now are those grenades. And of course, the wonder weapons that we'll need. And besides, I'm not the only one who will be trying for the grenades. You all have to try as well, while you're attempting to gear up with your favorite weapons. So it's not 7,000 points, Donnie. It's more like 21,000 points.
Wait, the wonder weapons are needed for the Easter egg?
No, just the wave gun, Joe.
Yeah, whatever you say, Obama, whatever you say. And actually, the ray gun will come in handy for the orb step. You can use that instead of a Semtex during the Tunnel 11 step where it hides
It's not
in the
necessary,
rafters.
though. It just guarantees an already annoying part of that step.
Hey, look, I got the QEDs.
See, Joe just got the QEDs on his first hit of the box right after I was saying so. This is exactly the sort of luck we need if we're going to complete the Easter egg.
Okay, Obama, you've proven your point. But remember, the Easter egg can't officially begin until Tunnel 6's excavator starts. Everything else right now is just secondary.
Yes and no. We can almost do the entirety of the second half of the Easter egg if we can get the Gersh devices now.
What exactly does the QEDs and the Gersh devices have to do with the Easter egg step?
All right, I'll explain. So to start with, there are several things those grenades are required for. So back on Earth, there are two panels outside of the teleporter platform on some shelves. After knocking them down with a well-timed grenade, you then use the Gersh device to suck them up so they appear on the platform. Next, you teleport back to the moon, where those same two panels will be on the floor just under your feet. You then use the QEDs to teleport those panels directly onto the focusing device. Now the QED's job is done. You will never need them again. However, later, the Gersh devices will be required to teleport the orb back into the MPD room, which will be behind the Simon Says computers up in Spawn, and that's pretty much it. if I remember correctly.
The orb. What orb? I don't remember seeing any orbs.
There's an alien space orb that spawns on the map when the Tunnel 6 excavator destroys Tunnel 6. I literally just talked about this with Obama. Pay attention!
Okay, no need to get so angry, Jesus Christ. I'm just asking.
Yeah, all right, sorry. I'm just a little heated.
Donnie, you never mentioned the orb during our conversation. You mentioned Tunnel 6 and the excavator, but not once did the mention of the orb escape your mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then my bad.
Jesus, I never thought you were capable of understanding your mistakes.
You don't know a lot of things, Obama. It's nothing new.
I really need to change out these weapons. I'm literally always running out of ammo.
Box is in the biodome, Joe.
Yeah, I know. That's where I'm headed now.
Obama, did you get the Mark II ray gun earlier?
Yeah, why?
Can the ray gun Mark II do what the ray gun can do for the Tunnel 11 step?
No, the ray gun Mark II has no splash damage, so it won't work. Honestly, the only reason the ray gun's shots work for that step is because it counts as an explosive. However, the same cannot be said for the Mark II ray gun.
Oh, come the fuck on.
All right, thanks. Also, relax, Joe. I'm on my way to you now.
The box really went and gave me the CUDA, just like it did when we played Origins.
Ha! Well, let's hope it doesn't give you any more shitty weapons, eh? Though it's highly likely that's going to happen, I'm afraid.
Classic mystery box, always giving out the absolute worst guns imaginable, and at the shittiest times, too.
Not all the time. After all, I got the ray gun Mark II.
Are you kidding me? I got the stupid KRM again as well. Just like in Origins.
Ha! See, now that's exactly what the mystery box does. And to think it's almost exactly the same loadout to your Origins match, Joe.
It's not almost the same. It is the same. Originally, the two weapons I had on hand the most in the match were the CUDA and the KRM. Sure, I used them because whatever, but yeah, they aren't very good at all.
A far cry from what you said when you first picked them up, Joe. Which, if I recall, you said you liked the KRM, did you not?
I did? Really?
Don't you even dare say you forgot. You even said you liked the Shiva. I almost wanted to puke.
Yeah, you did say all of that, Joe.
I must have been crazy that day.
You were, because you got all of us killed.
It's like I said before at the time. How was I supposed to know 2 Panzers would show up?
You didn't, obviously. But the real issue that match was how long it took us to even pack a single gun.
Amazing. I'm the one that got the fire sale, and I only got to use the box once.
At least you got a chance to benefit from the fire sale, Joe, because Obama refused to let me have even a single turn. You goddamn box hoarder.
Dude, Donnie, if you wanted a gun, you should have just asked.
We both ran here as soon as the fire sale started. I shouldn't even need to ask, Obama.
I think it's time we return to no man's land. It's round 7 and we haven't even gotten Jug yet. No wonder we're dying so much.
Jug wouldn't have saved you from all those deaths you got from falling, Obama.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't even gotten Jug yet.
Jug will always be our guiding star for perks, honestly.
It's also a major crutch.
Shut your mouth. That's exactly the reason Black Ops 4 got rid of it. Because they thought it was too much of a crutch.
Yes, but while Jug's removal in itself was what set so many off, it's not nearly as bad because it was incorporated into the game's difficulty options. The biggest issue I had was their spin on Double Tap, arguably the best perk in the game since its evolution into Double Tap 2.0. They said that they removed it, and that Double Tap was what happened when you packed your gun 4 times in a row to quadruple your damage, or whatever the multiplier is in that game at the 4th pack.
Literally the dumbest take from them, I swear. I agree that compared to Jug's removal, which was only hated because it was removed from the game being the single most iconic perk ever, Double Tap's removal and subsequent adaptation into Pack-a-Punch's mechanics are ridiculous. Like, Double Tap did more than just double damage. It also increases the fire rate. It was awesome.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I started using Double Tap far more often after Black Ops 2.
Oh, and also, you're not going to pull the same shit you did last time, right, Obama?
Don't worry, I'll be a little less reckless this time.
So this is going to be Jug this time?
Yes, just look with your eyes.
Finally, I'll no longer die within a few hits.
Doesn't it just make it so much safer now that we have Jug?
It does give that sensation, doesn't it?
Can you guys cover me while I pack the KN-44?
That's a bad idea, Donnie.
We're still in the middle of the first wave. You should wait.
I just bought Jug. I'm literally trusting you guys. Don't you dare let me die.
Oh my God, could you be any more stupid?
Hold on, I got explosive slide. I can help you, Donnie. I'm coming!
Fuck! I told you to cover my back. What were you guys doing?
I was trying. I had Slaughter Slide and tried to destroy all the zombies around you, but I was too late.
Oh my God! And I just bought Jug a moment ago too, only to lose it because you morons cannot do one simple job.
Dude, Donnie, why the hell did you even think to pack a punch your gun when there was a horde of zombies? The only one who is a moron is you.
Yeah, I agree with Obama here. You allowed your intrusive thoughts to win and ran headfirst into a train of zombies with no way of surviving.
No way of surviving? You guys were supposed to cover me, and the sad part is, the only one who even tried to do that was Joe. He ran straight into the zombies to do it as well.
Yeah, because he said he had slaughter slide, a gobble gum that causes empowered grenades to shoot out in front of you every time you slide.
Obama, you have a dingo. The most powerful light machine gun. You could have easily killed the zombies that were coming towards me.
Yeah, I have a dingo, but that doesn't mean it would have saved you.
That's cap! Do you even understand how strong the dingo is in this game, Obama? Are you perhaps stupid? The dingo isn't just the best light machine gun in the game. It's one of the best guns. Period. It's one of the most damaging weapons. In fact, on this round, it would be one-shotting the zombies. The dingo might as well be a fucking wonder weapon!
Wait, really?
Yes!
It doesn't change the fact that I couldn't have saved you. I might have the dingo, but I would have needed perfect accuracy from this distance.
That just means you're trash.
Oh my God, I'm not going to argue this stupidity any further, Donnie. You always do this. Go on long, trivial rants.
Okay, can we, move on from this, please? We have a match to play.
Yeah, what Joe said? Let's just move on now.
Well, now that we all have Jug, we just need to wait for Excavator 6 to come and to get our hands on the Gersh devices.
Oh, and try not to get grabbed by the astronaut zombie. You wouldn't want to lose your Jug after all the time it took for us to get it.
Yeah. I don't even want to think about going back to no man's land again when Obama just wants to spend all his ammo getting points and getting us potentially killed in one go.
Dude, Donnie, I need points to try for the Gersh devices. How many times do I have to say that?
Yes, but everything in moderation, pal. You can grab some points, but when the shit hits the fan, don't try to scrap every last second to earn a few more points off the bottom of the bucket.
Yeah, okay.
I swear there's going to be a point where we all die at no man's land because of that shit.
Yeah, I'm starting to get frustrated with it as well. I swear, if that shit keeps happening, I'm gonna leave the game.
Dude, George, don't be like that. We'll get this Easter egg done. We just need to be patient.
Yeah, well, we don't have all day.
Whoa, cool. I got the ray gun Mark II.
Wow, so now Joe gets a good weapon. Meanwhile, I have to fight for my life just to get a hit at the box?
You had your chances, Donnie.
At least I got a pack-a-punch weapon.
Oh, so you actually managed to keep that weapon?
Yeah, I picked it up from the pack-a-punch before I died. The only thing I lost initially was my Jug, which I just bought again. By the way, the zombies aren't moving when I look at them. Did one of you guys use fear in the headlights?
Yeah, that was me. I used it so I could use the box during the fire sale, which I'm not sure was the best idea, given I only got to use it once, but at least I got the Mark II from it.
Wow, you got the ray gun Mark II on your first hit during the fire sale. What luck.
I wasn't sure you could get 2 ray gun Mark IIs on this map.
You can get 2 ray gun Mark IIs on any map, George. They just have different chances. Like on Origins, getting the Mark II isn't easy at all to obtain from the box. Then you have Buried from Black Ops 2. It's ridiculously easy for the entire team to get it within the first 30 minutes.
Isn't it like a 50% chance to obtain on Buried because it was the map it got introduced on?
I don't think it's 50%, but it's a high chance for sure. Every time I've played that map, pretty much everyone has obtained it early at some point.
I don't think I've been that lucky.
Well, if you have the shittiest luck, sure, but regardless, it has a higher chance on Buried compared to the others, at least from my experience.
All right, well, what exactly are we doing?
We're waiting for the Tunnel 6 excavator to appear.
Is that it?
I'm still trying to get the Gersh devices with little success.
Well, that's at least 2 objectives.
Obama, can you confirm that we can do 50% of the Easter egg once we get the Gersh devices?
No. The most we can accomplish without the orb is grabbing the panels and doing the Richtofen step where we have to charge up the golden rod.
Damn.
One of us needs to get our hands on the wonder weapon as well. We cannot do one of the orb steps without the wave gun.
I thought it was called the Zap gun on this map.
The Zap gun is its base form, Joe. It can transition into either the Zap gun pistols or the wave gun. The Zap gun pistols, though, are pure ass and will almost certainly get you killed. Just use the wave gun.
Yes, but make sure to use it like you would the thunder gun. It has little ammo, but will pretty much wipe out an entire train.
Oh, sounds like an awesome weapon.
It's basically a microwave weapon.
Boils them on the inside, haha.
Well, there's no need to worry about that. I just got the wave gun out of the box just now.
No shot, seriously?
Yeah, looks like our conversation allowed the box to grace us with the wondrous of weapons.
Well, I don't know about it being the wondrous of weapons, but it certainly scratches that off the list of things we needed.
Now all we need is the Gersh devices and Tunnel 6's excavator to hurry the fuck up. Hey, random thought, you guys, but don't you just hate when someone just insults you straight to your face because you don't agree with them? And they just go on acting like it's fine, and everything they meant is right, and they don't regret a word?
Sounds a lot like you, Donnie.
No, seriously, it happens so often now. Their ego is so extreme, like stop acting condescending with a tone of, I know exactly what you are better than you do because I said so, and because I'm right sort of attitude, like please kindly fuck off. You don't know shit?
Donnie, have you been reading Twitter comments again?
We're still calling it Twitter?
I'm not against bashing you, because you know. but you shouldn't take those kinds of people seriously. They go around acting like they're right all the time, but in actuality, they're just stupid and just don't know it.
It's called narcissism. They live in their own head.
Well, Donnie loves himself a lot.
Why are you taking shots at me? This is a genuine issue. Also, I don't love myself, I love America.
Well, I certainly would be concerned if you didn't give in your previous profession.
And that will be my profession again, you'll see.
Will we?
Hey guys, let's pay attention to the game now.
Yeah, so did you get anything good, Obama?
No, the box is stingy with the Gersh devices. It refuses to give them up. I got some shitty SMGs, shotguns, and a rocket launcher. What about you? Did you get anything decent? If not the grenades, then some weapons?
No, I got a bunch of hot garbage.
Hey, the rocket launcher is actually pretty decent against the Keeper boss fight in Der Eisendrache.
Yes, one instance where an explosive weapon is actually good for something. There is such a thing as a one-trick build, George. Ever played it from Soft Game?
Yeah, I have. What's your point?
One-trick builds are builds you use specifically for a boss against that boss and nothing else besides that boss. Or at the very least, they are built solely around fighting bosses and have no practical use outside of a fog gate.
So basically that lightning one-shot build someone made in Elden Ring not too long ago that uses the ancient dragon incantations?
Yes, exactly. Literally exactly that. There's nowhere you could use a build like that practically outside of a boss. It would be so annoying.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can understand then.
Certain weapons absolutely rock some shit, but outside of that, they're complete garbage.
Is this game serious? How long are we going to wait for Tunnel 6's excavator to turn on?
Is this going to be one of those matches where we wait a total of 30 minutes for one excavator?
I will not sit here and wait that long. I'll fall asleep long before then.
Yeah, of course you will. Would have guessed.
And we still need the Gersh devices so we can at least wait long enough to get those and see from there.
Yeah, but the Gersh devices are only mainly required for the panels and lightly required for the second last step, basically. Outside of that, if we don't get Tunnel 6 broken, we'll be here for hours.
Yeah, I'm not going through rounds on the moon forever. Things are only going to get harder the more rounds we are required to waste because an excavator doesn't want to turn on. We better get some good RNG soon.
Oh my god, yeah, the dingo is so fucking great. Can someone get me up? I'm not exactly in the best spot.
Are you seriously mocking me right now, George?
What, about the dingo?
Yeah, what else? Do you think I don't know what you meant when you said that? Are you kidding me?
All I'm saying is that it's not as great as you made it out to be.
No, you have made your intentions quite clear. The dingo is great. It is the best light machine gun you can obtain without map-restricted guns like the MG08, which is arguable whether it's better or not.
I mean, I can have an opinion on things, Donnie. Why must I be told what is best or not?
No, that's true. I understand having an opinion, but it's different when it's a fact. It literally doesn't matter what your opinion of the dingo is, George. It is the best in its class. At the end of the day, this statement is true for any game that has quote-unquote best items or weapons that are analyzed and calculated to be the best in their class or in the entire game. If you can't properly use said weapons or items, it doesn't mean they're bad. It just means you suck.
He has a point, George.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ, do you have a lot to say about it?
I'm just making sure you don't say something stupid. What I'm actually doing is helping you, George.
How exactly is that helping me?
By not falling into the trap that something isn't good just because you're lacking proper skill with them. Ever played Bloodborne?
Yeah, what about it?
Almost everyone agrees that Ludwig's Holy Blade is one of the strongest weapons in the game. It's so busted that it's often called the beginner's best friend or a noob's weapon.
Oh yeah, that fucking thing. I don't even think it's one of the best. I think it is the best weapon.
Best is sort of subjective, given the community we're talking about here.
Oh yeah, easily the most gate-kept community. You can never play the way you truly feel good about without eating a pile of shit from some hardcore player. Anyway, the point is, no matter how bad or negative others can say about Ludwig's Holy Blade, it's a fact that it's a busted weapon and does ridiculous damage. Calling it anything else isn't an opinion, you're just wrong.
Well, if there's no room for an opinion to fit, then yes, that makes sense.
You have favorites and those will be your best choices, but when it comes down to the technicalities and the best things, only you are the problem. Not the item, not the game, and especially not the fucking weapon either.
There's a fire sale, guys. Get to a box if you can.
Oh, I'll get to a box, but I'm pretty sure Obama's going to take every turn and never allow me to even touch it once.
No, if you want to take turns, I can do that. At least you actually asked this time.
Nah, I'd rather go somewhere else.
Dude, I said you could. Running to another box will just...
Are you serious?
How could you possibly go down, George?
It's those stupid crawlers. You all left the moment the fire sale started, so you spawned those things in.
Like I said, just use the dingo.
Kind of hard when I had no chance to. Those teleporting crawlers and the zombies are annoying to deal with at the same time.
At least you aren't complaining about the dingo this time.
Yeah, it's fine. I swapped out my other weapon for the Galil, though. I remember this weapon having a unique headshot multiplier.
It's also an iconic classic.
Meanwhile, none of us have gotten the Gersh devices. We've had several fire sales and points dumped into the box, and it refuses to give them up.
RN Jesus' desire sensor working overtime to spite you, Obama?
For real, though,
Good Lord, Obama, how many points have you spent on the box already?
more than I would have liked. I already have a decent weapon and the wave gun.
Well, we could speed this up if George could contribute to getting the Gersh devices as well.
I could, but I still need to prepare and stuff.
Do you still need to prepare? We've wasted like 5 rounds since coming back from No Man's Land. What the hell did you waste your points on?
I threw some points at some perks and a few hits at the box. However, given Obama keeps hogging the box, I've not really been paying too much attention to my points.
So what is it then? Do you need to prepare, or are you just indecisive with your points?
Maybe a bit of both, but let's not forget that I've died twice since returning from No Man's Land. I don't have Jug anymore, and I'm trying to be sparing with my points so I can get it again later.
You realize that for you to get Jug again, we're going to have to go back to No Man's Land twice, right? Because when we go back this time, it'll be 100% speed cola.
Damn it! You're right.
Moon really makes going down for any reason one of the most tedious things ever. Even worse if Jug is stolen by that damn astronaut.
Did I mention how much I hate Moon?
I know I mentioned it, but I don't hate it because it's a bad map. It's just far too tedious that playing it for anything other than doing the Easter egg is just a bore.
Yeah, because when you die on this map, you have to spend 84 years just to get Jug back. If you do the Easter egg, however, assuming you actually have luck, as long as you don't die, you'll keep the perks forever.
Yeah, imagine that. In order to have fun on a map, you need to first do the Easter egg.
Which map, realistically, could you have fun on for the longest time?
Any map with the Sliquifier. Easily one of the funnest wonder weapons to use in the series.
The Sliquifier only exists on one map, dumbass, and Die Rise is pure shit.
Yes, but the Sliquifier makes it so much better.
Sprinkling gold shavings on a pile of shit doesn't make it any better. It's still shit! Anyway, Die Rise sucks. Let's move on.
My God, I can't stand you.
I'm not sure if there exists a map that you could, in theory, have fun on no matter how long you play.
Assuming we are not exaggerating the meaning behind how long you play, the only map I could feasibly consider is either Origins or Shadows.
Origins I can sort of understand, but why Shadows?
Well, it has a lot to do. It's not absurd like Zetsubu no Shima and not easy like Revelations. It's balanced.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that, but I do like Gorod Krovi.
Okay. Gorod Krovi might actually be worth considering. The Mark III is really fun to use. And there are dragons. As much as the idea of dragons makes little sense in a zombies mode, it's dragons, so I'll let it pass.
And mechs too. Can't forget about the mechs.
What did that just say?
The excavator's controls were restored.
Who just turned off the excavators?
Yeah, it was Joe.
Are you kidding me, Joe? Why the fuck did you turn off the excavators?
Was I not supposed to?
No, you weren't.
I don't understand.
I thought I saw you without your suit and tried chasing you to see, but I can tell I was too late.
Obama, if you were chasing him, why wouldn't you say anything? We're literally in Discord.
Yeah, why on earth would you chase him? You could have just said,
Yeah, same. You could have just told me not to.
No, don't you dare go saying anything. You're the problem here.
Now we will have to wait even potentially longer for the Tunnel 6 excavator to show up.
What, seriously?
We were literally saying this almost an hour ago, Joe. The game chooses randomly which excavator turns on. However, when they are on, they cannot be activated twice, obviously. So if Tunnel 6 isn't the one activated early, you keep the others on until it is. Then you hack the other excavators.
Oh shit, I messed up. Sorry.
Well, at least you can apologize for it. But it doesn't change the fact that we now have to wait, possibly another 30 or 40 minutes for it to show up.
I just had a random thought. I'm assuming the excavator RNG starts the moment power is turned on, right?
Yeah, why?
What would happen if you kept Biodome shut then? Does the excavator attempt to destroy it?
That is a good question. Do we know if Moon follows that basic principle?
By basic principle, do you mean how some of the other maps won't do certain things if parts of the map aren't accessible?
Yeah, like Kino, for example. Kino won't produce crawlers if you never turn the power on.
That is true.
Origins does something similar with the
Oh
Panzer.
my God, I went down.
He will never spawn in on round 8 if you still have No Man's Land closed.
Is that a matter of extending the spawn time, or can he just not spawn at all?
Indefinitely, until you open No Man's Land. You can prolong his arrival for as long as possible. The problem is, once you do, the next round immediately spawns him in. So if you plan to do it that way, you better get everything done before he does. So having said that, if Moon works in a similar way, then perhaps we can only make the game choose between 2 excavators, Tunnel 6 and Tunnel 11.
At that point, it's just a 50% chance that Tunnel 6 is the first one to turn on, but it's better than the current odds.
Well, hold on. We don't even know if it's true that the game works that way.
Why wouldn't it? The game has no reason to destroy the biodome when we aren't even in there.
Yeah, but I have a reason to believe Moon is one of the maps excluded from that sort of mechanic. After all, hasn't the excavator destroyed Tunnel 11 before, when all doors leading to it have been closed? I could have sworn that was true in my previous attempts playing this map.
And how sure are you, George? Because I think even a single door leading to it might trigger the possibility of it being activated.
Do you think even Stamina Up's door might trigger it too?
Yes, it might be small things like that. That can trigger it.
Maybe.
Do we know if that tunnel is open right now? Didn't Tunnel 11 come earlier?
It did, so someone must have opened that tunnel.
You know, I think I did when I went for Stamina Up earlier. Easily one of the best perks for traversal nowadays.
I think Cold War has made you rely on that perk too much, Donnie.
Maybe, maybe not. Stamina Up in Cold War is 1,000% times better than any version of it that's appeared so far. Even in Modern Warfare 3, it's just not that good.
Yeah, because you get to upgrade the perk 5 times. No wonder it's better.
Yeah, but they could have just made the upgrades a part of the perk's basic effects. In Modern Warfare 3,
Do you guys think Black Ops 6 will be as good as some have been saying?
I recently saw an interview with Kevin that spoke about how this was the best zombies they have ever created. But I've heard that statement plenty of times before in the past. I'll hold my breath.
Well, we have to think with the facts this time.
I got you, George.
They are reintroducing Gobblegums again in Black Ops 6's Zombies mode. How do we feel about that?
I'm not sure. Gobblegums were the best form of effect-based advantage ever introduced. Black Ops 4's system of elixirs were utter trash. They made alchemical antithesis an elixir, like why?
I think I remember there was something about the elixir being a recreation of Gobblegums or something.
Well, they existed in the Chaos timeline as well.
Yeah, but two different scenarios for their creation can be easily devised for both continuities.
I'm going to pack a punch. Cover me, please.
Chaos timeline makes sense given the mythos they were following. The Ether storyline would probably have been devised solely on the basic theory of the Gobblegums' power and stuff.
Doesn't explain why the Gobblegums were no longer used, though.
Maybe Dr. Monty took them back, so they had to get creative and create the elixirs. I could see Richtofen doing that.
Maybe, but moving on from that, I think Black Ops 6's zombies might be game-changing because of their inclusion of that new system they spoke about. You know, that Omni movement they were preaching during the Black Ops 6 Direct?
Yeah, this is something I'm actually excited for. With omnidirectional movement, we can now sprint backwards. So if they include zombies' worst enemy, the dogs, now we can sprint backwards and keep our speed so we don't have to get our face chewed off every time we need to deal with these pesky fuckers.
Yeah, Omni movement in Zombies will be a game changer for sure.
Are they still going to use dumbass operators, though?
What? I thought the operators were pretty cool.
Of course you did, Joe. I bet you got the Ice Cream Man bundle, where you get to run around as an ice cream cone.
There's an ice cream cone bundle. Where?
Oh my God.
There's no ice cream bundle, Joe.
Don't tease him, Donnie.
Not my fault this moron believed me. He's a gullible fool.
Oh, come on, really? There's no ice cream bundle?
No, Jesus Christ, let's get back on topic.
They aren't doing random operators anymore for zombies. Seems they finally understand that the Zombies mode should be its own separate thing.
Yeah, but who the hell was that one chick? Like, I recognize Carter, Elizabeth Gray, and Weaver, but that last one, she's just some random character I've never seen.
I do think I've seen her from somewhere, but it certainly wasn't from somewhere zombies related.
Hopefully they have half-decent quotes like the ones our boys had. That's what gave them life and character.
There's no reason for anyone to expect the best from these operators, though.
Should we even be calling them operators? It sounds like a full crew like in the old days.
I wouldn't dismiss the possibility that you can just select a different character, one which is probably a fucking gingerbread man or something, completely breaking the immersion of the scenes you're in.
Hey, yeah, I remember doing the Cold War Forsaken Easter egg or whatever. And after Maxis gets trapped in the dark ether, the cutscene, meanwhile, just has like 4 player-controlled Maxises getting arrested. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Aside from the general hate of having no developed cast for zombies, that is exactly the problem with operators and zombies. It completely kills the immersion of the mode when you can just play as the same character across all 4 players.
Yeah, it was funny, though. Seeing Maxis greet Maxis after she stepped out of the portal back in Firebase's Easter egg was absolutely ridiculous.
Well, we have gotten news on what the launch maps will be, or at least one of them is well known because it's just a multiplayer map designed instead for zombies, which is already a bad sign.
No creativity is there.
Yes and no. They have the effort to reshape a map with zombie elements, removing the plainness and adding the mystery, but aside from that, it's literally just lazy.
What about the other map?
Apparently, it's going to be in the same vein as Transit.
Hopefully not like a one-to-one remake of Transit, because I couldn't stand that map's progression at all. It was so tedious and impossible to help anyone ever.
No, I certainly hope not. I don't want a single part of Transit on that map. I'm fine with it being reminiscent of Transit, but it will literally just be a lazy design if they remaster Transit for Black Ops 6.
People have been wanting a Transit remake for a long time.
I'm fine with the references of Transit, like postcards and stuff talking about Green Run or something. But when I say reminiscent, I mean the fact that at the heart of what Transit is, it's a bus depot village area.
So the general theme should remain the same, but it should be in itself original?
Yeah, exactly. It can simply be the successor to Transit, featuring similar concepts, just not Transit itself.
What was it called again, or what was the rumor?
Liberty Falls, I think.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Waiting is an understatement. We have to wait until November before we can play the game.
But they're supposed to be having another showcase at one of the events taking place sometime in August or September, was it?
It's Gamescom, and it's in August. If they do appear there, then there's a chance we might see legit gameplay of the mode, rather than the short teaser they gave us during the Direct.
Where are you off to, Obama?
I got the Gersh devices. We should head to No Man's Land soon if possible.
Oh, really? You finally got them?
Yeah, after all this time, I actually managed to get the stupid things.
Yeah, but before you do, can you guys pick me up?
You're not doing so great without Jug, eh, George?
The only reason I'm still playing right now is because I'm with you guys. If I was with anyone else, I would have already left.
Really? That's not very sportsmanlike of you.
Don't pretend you wouldn't leave a game if it was hot garbage, Donnie.
You're right, I absolutely would.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And honestly, I'm considering just leaving if we don't make any real progress with the Easter egg. We have been here for 17 rounds, and we have only just gotten the Gersh devices.
Well, I did get the QEDs early, didn't I? Obama also got the wave gun as well, right? That's needed for the Easter egg.
Oh yeah, and then you went ahead and restored control to the excavators, which, in order to even begin the Easter egg in earnest, Tunnel 6 needs to be here.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Like I said, if we don't get any shit done, or if that Tunnel 6 piece of shit on wheels doesn't show up, I'm gone.
RNG is a real bitch today.
Honestly, again, we wouldn't even need to worry about RNG if Joe hadn't restored the controls on the excavators.
Yeah, okay. You don't need to keep bringing it up. I fucked up. Just can we please move on?
Well, no choice now, George. We have to deal with the hand we've been given.
Sorry, guys, I stopped the recording earlier because we weren't doing anything, but then I forgot to turn it back on when we were retrieving those panels.
Oh my God, how much have they missed?
The entire time we were at No Man's Land, and after when I used the QEDs on the panels.
Okay, that's fine. They didn't miss much.
Yeah, for the first time, we actually managed to go to No Man's Land, normally without some guy trying to put a dent in the zombie population.
Yeah, whatever, buddy. Also, Joe, can you go over to that standalone computer that's in spawn in the corner next to the door leading to Tunnel 11? All you have to do is tap or hold the use button or just keep spamming it until Richtofen talks.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. How long am I supposed to do this?
Until the screen turns green, just get used to the lore dump that's going to happen. I'm sure you'll like it.
All right, cool, thanks.
In the meantime, we have to wait for Tunnel 6's excavator to show up.
That's the last thing we have to do, isn't it?
Yeah, we can no longer proceed with any of the other Easter egg steps until the orb is spawned in. Talk about the shittiest predicament to be in right now.
We're doing fine so far?
Your ability to remain optimistic even though we aren't doing fine, Obama, is very impressive.
Oh, I would love to play a game.
Gross obsession with American women. All they do is play games.
Well, things could have been better had Joe not restored controls on the excavators.
Yeah, we would already be a few rounds ahead of this crap if things had gone as planned.
Well, if it were as planned, we would have at least provided Joe with a bombshell in his skull, so he couldn't have fucked up something so incredibly simple.
Well, simple is clearly too hard for that skeleton on life support to understand.
Oh, hey, the screen turned green, guys.
Not yet, buddy.
What the hell? It turned red again. Wait, is that Dr. Maxis?
Scanning for hacksaws.
Yeah, it is.
How the hell did he get into the computer terminal? Is he somewhere on the moon base?
Pay attention to what they're saying, dumbass.
Okay. No need to be rude about it, sheesh.
You should never have kept the DG2 from production. You should never have tried to steal the plans for the MTD.
Stop the madness, Edzard. We were supposed to help the human condition, not destroy it.
Indeed.
So Maxis tried to take Richtofen's ideas, huh?
It's not the full story, Joe.
Richtofen was just over the moon about his ideas being shoved away and his more successful ideas being seemingly coveted. The both of them were in this business together.
So Richtofen is just being petty and spiteful because his achievements couldn't overshadow Maxis?
I guess you could think of it like that. Whether Max is taking ideas, stealing ideas, or simply preventing new promising ones is true or not, Richtofen clearly felt jealous or irritated by him.
Enough to trap him in a teleporter with his daughter Samantha and literally start all of this.
It's funny because the incident with the teleporter would have been the focal point of the entire Zombies timeline. Can you imagine what would have happened if Richtofen never trapped them inside the teleporter and indirectly sent Samantha onto the moon, where she could get trapped in the MPD and start this whole mess?
Sure, it might have been different, but it's just as easy for fate to correct itself. If not Samantha, then some other individual would have done it.
Yes, but what Samantha used the power of the ether for would be different than another. Samantha used it for revenge. Anyone else might just do it for pure evil.
You're basically describing Richtofen's plan for it.
Yes, but Maxis robbed him of this when he detonated the planet with multiple warheads.
So the story goes, but let's not forget that Samantha may have started off with revenge, but her corruption because of the ether certainly shifted her priorities.
Yeah, in the lore, Samantha does a number of fucked up things with various others in conjunction with her original goal of killing Richtofen.
She fucks with Yuri and those at the Ascension launch site and starts the outbreak at the Pentagon, among other things.
Relax, guys. Sammy's not a fault for those things.
That's the only thing I want to hear from you regarding Samantha, Joe.
Why? What the hell did I do now?
Don't act stupid, Joe. You know why I would say that.
Yeah, I can take a guess. Honestly, you're always on my ass about this shit. You always immediately assume it's going to be something weird or creepy.
Yeah, especially when you begin by calling her Sammy. The direction that would have gone already spoke for itself.
It's short for Samantha. What the fuck is the problem?
What's your problem? You could have easily just said her name correctly instead of using short forms.
It's easier to say Sammy than Samantha. Why is that even an issue?
You literally just said her name twice. And you say it's hard to say. You're just making excuses. This isn't a Richard Dick situation, Joe.
You don't have a right to assume that?
I have the right to assume what I believe to be the truth, Joe. Anytime you refer to a child in a cutesy way, it's always just wrong.
Whatever.
Yeah, many people do it, but coming from your mouth, given your, history, I don't think anyone wants to hear it from you, like, ever.
What the hell happened?
I'm done. I'm sorry, but I'm done.
Oh my God, I had the recording off.
What exactly was the problem, George? We literally had everything but the Tunnel 6 excavator.
That's the problem. We were on round 20. Round 20, for fuck's sakes, and we haven't even started the Easter egg. Explain to me how we literally had everything. Why are any of you even defending this game anyway? We shat all over Joe for less, and that was because he ended the round because of his stupid ice staff upgrade puzzle. This is an Easter egg, which I should remind you, Joe's the reason for this problem as well.
I told you it was an accident. How was I supposed to know that you had a particular trick to getting Tunnel 6's excavator to
Oh my
appear?
God, why weren't
I
any
already
of you
told you
covering
before
me?
that we spoke about this.
What, in passing?
I got you, Obama. Joe, cover me.
You never
Are you
explicitly
kidding
said
me?
don't use the hack tool on the excavators, not once.
No, I definitely remember. You probably just forgot like you always
And if
do.
that's the case, what exactly was the point in telling
Just
him?
die, Joe. Obama already left. This game
The
is
result
ruined.
would be the same, Donnie,
And
literally.
the Origins game we played. Why are you all so adamant that I'm the reason we all died?
Joe, I didn't want to say this because it would destroy your whole world, but you do remember saying that we would be fine? That nothing was going to happen when you prematurely ended the round?
There's no way I said that. You're capping.
Oh, yeah? Then what's this?
You got some balls, Donald.
Wait, who the fuck just killed the last zombie?
None of us had any zombies on us, so it was definitely Sleepy Joe that killed the last one.
Sorry guys, this fucking loser was bothering me while I was trying to do the ice staff upgrade puzzle. I keep messing it up because of it.
Oh my God, I swear if I die because of that shit, Joe.
Calm your tits, George. Nothing is going to happen.
Explain that, Joe. Explain to me what you just said in that video literal moments after you ended that round. And you wonder why we blamed you for getting us all killed. We weren't blaming you for no apparent reason. We blamed you because it is your fault.
Wow, I did say that, didn't I?
Yeah, and then directly after you said that, 2 Panzers immediately spawned into the map, first trapping me in the tank path's catwalks for the lightning staff part, and followed by George getting 1 tapped, and then Obama getting killed.
Damn, I never thought.
Yeah, you said that before. Anyway, this shit is history, but I agree with George's assessment. You screwed this game for us when you restored controls to the excavators.
Okay, but I know for next time if we decide to play Moon again.
No, Moon was just a warm-up for what our next map will be, which is the map we are going to do the Easter egg for. So, what's it going to be?
We haven't decided yet, have we?
It's been a rough couple of minutes. I don't know if I have anything in mind right now.
Okay, but first, the maps we are not doing are Gorod Krovi and Zetsubu no Shima? Because these ones have some trial and error steps that I do not care to struggle with for right now, our only realistic choices are Der Eisendrache and Revelations.
Well, Moon is still an option, so long as we plan for it this time. That means proper gumballs and proper setups. No room for any possible error. We get through the map within 2 rounds or not at all.
I'm surprised you were still up for Moon given how much you had to say about that last match, George.
Yes, as far as matches go, that one was utter trash, but that doesn't mean the map itself is trash.
Yes, but we should set up regardless of whatever map we choose.
Yes, but Moon is remarkably easier if we go straight to comparing it to Der Eisendrache and Revelations.
Did you forget that Shangri-La exists, George? That map is easily the hardest map. It's one of the biggest pains in the ass.
Yeah, that pile of shit.
I guess we'll decide later. For now, let's just come back to this when we decide we're ready.
Sounds fair to me.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, see everyone next time.